With the drivers currently lining up on the grid, it's almost time to get today's race event underway. We're here on the winding streets of Baku. Baku's city circuit then. It's an unpredictable 3.7-mile track around the streets of the Azerbaijan capital. 20 turns for our drivers to navigate today, including the infamous Turn 8, one of the tightest and most challenging corners of the season. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. An immense lap from Carlos Sainz yesterday puts him in pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, Norris, Verstappen, Russell, Stroll, Fernando Alonso, Gasly, Ocon, Albon, Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Sargent, Tsunoda, Bottas, Joe, and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. Anthony Davidson will be sharing his insight alongside me once again today. What should we be looking out for, Ant? Why don't we start by talking about Carlos Sainz?
Well, it was a really impressive lap in qualifying to get pole position, but are they going to be able to hold on to the lead into the first corner with so many quick starters around them? And apart from that, keep an eye out for anyone getting a good launch from the midfield. You see it happen from time to time, and it can really throw a spanner into the races of the quicker cars and push them into a more risky strategy.
Sainz has just moved into first place. Great work, that's a new fastest lap of the race. Nice move, good job. And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
It's never an easy race here in Azerbaijan. There's drama around every corner, but they've come through to take a brilliant victory here today. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves.